Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. This is Full Time Devils, and it's time for a little bit of a transfer update, essentially, because people are starting to talk about transfers, and we are getting towards silly season in January. So let's dive in and let's have a look at them then. So the first one is Lautaro Martinez, Inter Milan. They reckon he's valued at around about 90 million currently. When you look at what we've got as a football team and what we need as a football team, I'm not 100% certain that this is what we need. When you say we need someone who can hold the ball up, not this guy. He's decent in the air for someone that's a short ass, but he's not a hold-up player. He's not an experienced player. He's much of the same shit that we've got already. And I say same shit, not in a derogatory sense. It's just the same stuff that we've got already, in my opinion. So I don't think this one's going to happen. Certainly don't think... Look, if we've got 90 million to spend, blowing it on this, when it's everything that we've already got, is a massive mistake. So for me, I'm out. The next one that we've got on the list then is Haaland. Now, Haaland is more of a... Erling Haaland, that is. More of a player that would actually suit something different. Someone who could lead the line for United. He's being touted out at 60 million. Now, for me, rather than spending 96 on this guy, spend 60 on Haaland, have some left over, possibly even raise a little bit for some sales, and we'll get into that in a sec, and bring in maybe a midfielder or a right winger or something like that. Someone that's going to enhance the team a little bit. So United and Juventus, according to The Guardian, going head-to-head for Haaland, 60 million, which I guess isn't that drastic. Question marks are, would he come to United being such a massive Leeds fan? A rebuff to that is obviously Solskjaer gave him his debut at Mulder. Maybe there's something in that one. Do we need to see what he can do over the course of a full season before we really say, yes, this is the one? He has set off like an absolute house on fire this season. If he continues in anything like that vein of form, then I think we're going to be in for a right bidding war come the end of the season. When you consider how few games Mbappe had under his belt before Paris Saint-Germain blew all the money in the world on him, Haaland could go in a similar sort of fashion. So 60 million... if you wanted to try and preempt him being a triple-figure million player by summer, 60 million in January, if you've got the money, probably isn't the worst shout in the world. Emre Can, this name keeps coming up all the time. It's in the Daily Mail, so pinch of salt time, but Juventus are apparently willing to let Emre Can leave in January. We definitely need reinforcements in midfield. Is he the answer? Well, he's an experienced player. He's still fairly young in the grand scheme of things. I would have thought he was pushing 30, but he's only in his mid-20s. If we got him to strengthen the squad, would that do? Do you think we need a little bit more quality? Let me know in the comments. In terms of outs, Chris Smalling in the Express. It was widely reported yesterday everywhere, to be honest, that United are ready to accept him. United are saying 16, 17 million. There's talk that Roma are willing to offer us 12, 13 million and a couple of million in bollocks add-on payments. That's probably a bit of a bargain, considering that we paid 10 million, 12 million for the guy, 18 months out of him playing non-league football. So, a player of this experience is in his prime. He's playing well for them. They've had a try before you can buy. You like the product, well, you pay market price. If United went to Roma to sign Chris Smalling now, a player that's having a great season, this, that, and the other, do you think we're getting him for 12 million? More like 40, 45 million. Look at the prices that's going here for Martinez. Why do United get absolutely rinsed when we sell players? I would like to see us hold out. We held out for Lukaku, but... we got our money back essentially with Lukaku, but United get absolutely rinsed on prices, and I would like to see us probably go a little bit higher on that. If you're so well suited to Serie A, well, I think you need to pay the going rate, brothers, which is probably about 3 times what you're offering. I don't think we'll get that, but that's probably what we should be going for. Chong, this one's a little bit of a surprise, I reckon, to most people. In the Mirror, he says Juventus are currently interested in Tahith Chong. Why is it only Juventus and Italian clubs in United at the moment that are being linked left, right and centre? What's going on there? Juventus are interested in Tahith Chong on a free transfer at the end of the season. We definitely know that they love a free transfer. Obviously Chan, Pogba, Ramsey, Pirlo, Khedira, they always seem to get top players for nothing, essentially. I honestly don't think Chong is of the level of the Greenwoods, the Gomez, the Garners, the Williams. His CV's glittering. He won back-to-back Player of the Year at United, but he did so in about 12 matches in the 23s and 18s, six in each. And to be honest, I don't think he probably deserved either of those Player of the Years. But he was back-to-back Player of the Year in the academy, and that probably should mean something. If United aren't willing to offer him an extension on his contract, I'm shocked because it's policy to offer every fucker an extension on their contract. So I am pretty shocked that they've chose to do that if that is the case. And if we don't offer him an extension on his contract, I can see him going to a top club. Juventus maybe not so much, but I do think that could be the case, that they pick him up and he'll probably go on and do very well for them. But I just think he's at this stage as well a little bit of a level below. Some of the shit that Marcus gets, Marcus turned 22 this week, but Chong's not that much younger than him in the grand scheme of things. So we'll see how it goes with Chong, but I think there's probably something in that one. In terms of injuries, we know Pogba's not going to be playing. It seems like Axel and Shaw are still a doubt. There we go. That is it. Let me have a quick dive in the comments and see what everybody is saying. Get your comments and questions in as well. I'll read those out in a second. This is just taking forever to load at the moment. Appreciate that while I'm trying to do a video. Cheers, lads. Luckily, the drilling has stopped upstairs because someone's refitting an office and it sounds like they're literally re-drilling the place. This is still loaded. That's what I'm getting. Can't load it up. Questions aren't coming up. Right, I guess I'm not going to be reading any questions out, but thank you guys for tuning in. This is a joke. I don't know what's going on. Should I try it again? I'm going to switch over to a different Wi-Fi network, see if that works. Right, that one worked. It worked. Panic over. Let's see what questions we've got. Break the bank on Kane or someone proven. Really? You're looking at probably 200 million for Kane. I did a video the other day where 130 million, you could probably pick up 5 players. Why would you pay 200 million on Kane? Kane needs chances. Kane needs chances. We don't create chances. So he's just going to be another failed forward that we would have if we had him at United, especially at 200 million. Kane needs chances. We don't create chances. I would rather spend 200 million on our midfield and roll with the strikers we've got and someone like a Mandzukic as a backup than 200 million on the guy. Maguire, Lindelof and Marcus injured. Thoughts? We'll see. I reckon probably at least a couple of those will probably end up lining up tomorrow. I would take Emre Can, says AB. We need a right winger and a centre mid. Says Dan. A right winger, a striker and a centre mid. Yeah, I could roll with that, to be honest with you. Arnold says garbage. Lautaro would not go to Man U. How many times have we seen this player wouldn't sign for United, this player wouldn't sign for United? Look, there's probably only a handful of players in the world that wouldn't sign for United. So why would you even comment something like that? It's been proven wrong time and time again. 100 million euro for Sancho. Still, again, it's an absolute lot of money in it. Who would my top 3 strikers be to get? I'd have to come back to you on that one and give you a proper decent list, but I actually think Haaland would probably be in that at the moment. Dembele is probably another one that's in there. I'm assuming we're being realistic with this. Otherwise, probably be Lewandowski in the mix. Need a midfielder urgently. Bruno Fernandes, Ndidi, Partey, Rice, to name a few. Rice, Rick? Really? Rice? Dybala would be perfect. Danny says Howson don't want Kane because of a made-up figure in his head. Not really. Like 200 million is the price that you see get flung around all over the place for Kane. This is Daniel Levy, this is Spurs. Do you think you can ring them up and go, Harry Kane? And he's go, oh yeah, 26 million, mate. Who's best suited to our right wing problem? I would love to see Sancho in the mix, but I think it might be a bit too much money for us. South Americans are very risky when it comes to United. Yeah, if Messi's available, fuck him off, because South Americans have been shit for United, haven't they? Should we really spend so much for Marshall's cover? Like, yeah, no, at all. That's why I would rather us go with a Mandzukic. Otherwise, it's literally is the same thing. Where's the different tools? Like, we have very much one style of playing, and we don't have anything that we can mix it up with. I would rather have us mixing it up. People who think a player with Kane style will work in our team baffle me. Correct. Martinez and Sancho in, then Oli is officially at the wheel for good. Again, 200 million on attackers when you've got no pissing midfield. Jesus. Who would I want to go? Who would I want to go at United at the minute? There's not many. We haven't got a lot to go, have we? Really, there's not many need to go. Verratti, no, not sure on that. I definitely like the way he keeps the ball, but I'm not sure if he'd work in the Prem. Could be totally wrong on that one. Savic as a replacement for Matic. I think Savic would probably work fantastic in the Premier League and at United, to be honest. Will we buy anyone in January? I think we will, you know. I do think we will buy someone from January. I actually really do think we will, because I reckon the board, the management probably screwed Ollie a little bit in the summer by letting all of those people go after our window had closed and didn't allow us to get replacements in. So I would hope they do manage to get it in. Is Pogba staying or going? Correct music. I don't know. I haven't been told, but my guesstimation is I think he definitely wants to go. There you go. Brandon Williams or Luke Shaw. Come on, bro. You know the answer to that. Ericsson would be a good buy. I think Ericsson is someone you could probably get out of Spurs with his contract coming to an end, the situation which is going on there, the rumours that are going on around at Spurs. Ericsson definitely improves United's midfield. If we could get him on the cheap, I'd be delighted to get that one. Bruno, Maddison, and maybe Hwang Hee-chan. Sancho too expensive. What do you think Maddison's going to be free? Needs squad depth. Bench not strong enough this season. We need a good 11. Start with a good 11. Who do I think is an ideal replacement for Matic? Scott McTominay. I think he's already replaced him. Who should we get to replace Pogba? I don't know if you replace Pogba like for like, or if you just totally mix the midfield up. I'd love to see us go with something along the lines of Savic, Neves, somewhere in that sort of range. I think that would be an excellent move forward for United. If you're going to persist playing 4-2-3-1, I think James Maddison is a great number 10. Seems to be a United fan. There you go. Why did we get Lukaku go? He's still amazing, says random guy. Is that a joke? He very clearly didn't want to be here anymore and very clearly wasn't in Solskjaer's plans. Did I see Sky saying Ericsson wouldn't be good at Madrid or Barcelona? No, I did not. Who said that? Do I think Greenwood will be a flop? No, I don't. I think Greenwood might be the most exciting prospect that's ever come through the academy. And I mean, by ever come through the academy, I'm talking about the academy was founded in about 2001. Prior to that, it was just a youth team. I think he's got the potential to be the best one out of that. And well, let's just call it in the last 20 years. I think he's got the most exciting player that's come through in the last 20 years. Saul, would love a bit of Saul, no doubt. He's amazing in Italy. There's a lot of players that have been amazing in Italy and not quite translated over here. Will we buy anyone that isn't British? Yeah, probably would. I think we probably will, to be honest, yeah. Does it matter if we don't? Doesn't really, does it? Savic, Neves, we need creativity, big man. Not a crap Savic. You saying Savic is crap? I think I'm going to leave it there before I say something that I regret. Right, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for all the match day content this weekend as United go and try and make it 4 from 4 against Bournemouth. I'll see you then. Laters.